Shalom, brothers and sisters. So, a quick update on Israel's elections. Israel will vote for the fifth time in 4 years on Tuesday, tomorrow, in an election in which former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is attempting a comeback. The race has been galvanized as support rises for the ultra nationalist religious Zionism bloc and firebrand co leader Itamar Ben Gvir. We spoke about him in one of my videos and what's wrong with Ben Gvir. This will be the first time since 2009 when Benjamin Netanyahu will be running into the polls not as the incumbent. Although his rightist Likud party is expected to finish as the largest in parliament, final opinion polls showed him still short of the 61 seats needed for a majority in the 120-seat Knesset. This could open the prospect again of weeks of coalition wrangling and possibly new elections. The last 4 elections in Israel ended in an indecisive mandate as alliances fell short of the majority mark in the Knesset. Outgoing centrist Prime Minister Yair Lapid, who announced an early election following defections from his coalition, will remain in office in the event of a deadlock. So if they get tied down and bogged down in a deadlock, Yair Lapid, who just signed away all their maritime rights, will be the guy in charge indefinitely until they manage to form a government. If they do form a government, it's looking as if it's going to be Benjamin Netanyahu and unfortunately running mate Gavit. So yeah, it's going to be a lot to watch tomorrow. So please pray for Israel. Pray that God's will take place and just that their eyes will go open to Yeshua. That is the most important thing we can pray, because you know what, at the end of the day, whoever wins this election is going to be the unfortunate guy who ends up signing that peace treaty with Antichrist. And the person who signs peace treaty with Antichrist for Israel is indirectly the person who signs them away into death that'll be worse than the Holocaust. So it's a heavy, heavy burden for whoever's going to be in power, be it Netanyahu, be it Lapid, who's standing in the meantime. It's not something I'd wish on anyone, that you would have on your conscience or on your life the fact that you signed that agreement with Antichrist. That is not something I'd want on anybody, because it's going to be horrible. And we all know how that turns out for the Jews, because we know what happens in the book of Revelations. So once again, that's the current update. It is looking good for Netanyahu, and he's got a lot of irons in the fire to try and clinch this deal. But we will see what happens as we watch closely this election in Israel taking place tomorrow. Keep them in prayer. They could surely use some strength and direction at the moment. God bless. Let their eyes go open to Yeshua HaMashiach while there is still time before the rapture. Shalom.